Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce have spent a fortune buying each other gifts, from diamond bracelets and luxury watches to a $400,000 Ferrari. Each present seems to get more expensive than the last. But one gift makes everything else on this list look cheap. Let's get into it. Before there were Cartier watches or six-figure holiday hauls, there was a bracelet that never even made it into her hands. Travis Kelce showed up to Taylor Swift's Eras Tour stop in Kansas City in the summer of 2023 with a homemade friendship bracelet in his pocket and his own phone number tucked inside it. As a huge Swiftie, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end caught the show with hopes of giving Taylor a friendship bracelet with his number on it. But he failed to complete the pass due to her pre-show rituals. He explained it himself on his podcast, admitting he was disappointed that she doesn't talk before or after her shows because she has to save her voice for the 44 songs that she sings, adding, "So, I was a little butthurt I didn't get to hand her one of the bracelets I made for her. That fumble didn't kill anything. If anything, it lit the fuse." After publicly recounting the moment on his podcast, Travis decided to invite Swift to watch the Chiefs play at Arrowhead Stadium, throwing the ball into her court. On the Pat McAfee show, she showed up. The relationship went public, and by the time football season hit its stride, bracelets were still the currency between them, just a lot fancier ones. By December of that year, Travis had gone from homemade string to custom diamonds. He tracked down a jeweler out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, called Wove, after learning about the company through golfer Michelle Wee West's collaboration with them. The CEO revealed that the tight end came up with the idea for the special gift himself. Normally, a custom piece from Wove takes about 3 weeks to build. Travis didn't have 3 weeks. The company usually needs about 3 weeks to finish a signature bracelet, but they completed Swift's piece just 3 days after Kelce came to them in December, with the CEO saying, "Since this was for him, we were all hands on deck." The result was a diamond tennis bracelet with the letters TNT worked into the design, a nod to Taylor and Travis. The diamond bracelet was a gift from Kelce, with TNT a nod to their first names, Taylor and Travis. And this wasn't a one-way gift. After the piece for Swift was finished, Kelce came back and ordered a second wristlet for himself. Matching bracelets. His and hers both dripping in stones, both born out of a joke about friendship jewelry. The world found out about it during a football game, after the Chiefs defeated the Baltimore Ravens on January 28 and secured a spot in the Super Bowl. Swift and Kelce shared a moment on the field, where they embraced, and eagle-eyed viewers noticed Swift wearing a diamond TNT tennis bracelet on her arm. Fans zoomed in immediately. Within days, the jeweler was fielding calls, and the story of the bracelet and its roughly $6,000 price tag was everywhere. It turned out to be a $6,360 custom-made piece, gifted to Taylor by Travis for Christmas that year. That bracelet mattered because it set the tone for everything that came after. This wasn't going to be a couple that kept gifts private, and it wasn't going to be a couple that kept gifts cheap. Every accessory Taylor wore to a game afterward got studied like evidence. She leaned into it too. Later that season, she showed up to an Arrowhead Stadium game, wearing a beaded bracelet with a heart and the number 87 stitched into it. His jersey number, zooming in on her arm, revealed that Swift wore a gold friendship bracelet, with charms of a heart and the number 87, his jersey number. It was a callback to the bracelet he never got to give her, flipped into a public declaration that the two of them were, in fact, a thing. Travis kept up his end too during their growing romance. The two-time Super Bowl champion has subsequently worn his own bracelet with lyrics from the pop artist. Small gestures, cheap in dollar terms compared to what was coming, but they were the blueprint. Handmade, personal, and public enough that the whole internet could track it in real time. Because once football season wrapped and the calendar rolled into the next set of holidays, the bracelet started looking like a warm-up act. Travis had a Valentine's Day to plan, and he wasn't going to let the first one with an international pop star pass quietly. Kelce spent nearly $16,000 on gifts for Swift for their first Valentine's Day together, spending over $2,000 each on 2 giant Eternity Rose arrangements. Those arrangements included 250 roses each and were expected to last for around a year. They weren't even in the same country that day. She was on tour in Australia. He was celebrating a Super Bowl parade back home, but the flowers still showed up. That was gift number 2, technically. But it was really the moment the pattern locked in. Distance didn't matter, timing didn't matter, and dollar signs kept climbing every time a holiday rolled around. What started as a bracelet that missed its target had, within a year, become a full-blown competition in generosity. and neither one of them showed any interest in slowing down. If the bracelet was the spark, the holidays became the stage. Travis Kelce treats Valentine's Day, Christmas, and birthdays less like calendar dates, and more like production deadlines, each one bigger than the last. Take the birthday that landed right after Taylor wrapped her tour. Sources told outlets that Travis had been quietly planning for weeks. For Taylor Swift's birthday, boyfriend Travis Kelce went all out with extravagant gifts that reportedly totaled $175,000, sparing no expense. In celebrating his girlfriend, who had just wrapped up her Eras tour before the special occasion. A source close to the situation explained the thinking behind it, saying, "He's been working on this for a bit now, and he knows that the occasion was super important, as now they are able to spend way more time together as the tour is over." The breakdown of that haul reads like a jewelry store inventory. There was a Tiffany & Co. Elsa Peretti open heart bracelet priced at $25,000. Kelce is also said to have gifted Swift a Tiffany & Co. Elsa Peretti open heart bracelet, rounding out the jewelry gifts, and also picked items from the prestigious Van Cleef & Arpels Alhambra collection, a series known for iconic four-leaf clover motifs. Inside that collection alone, a long necklace with 16 clover motifs set in white gold and diamonds, running $35,500, plus a vintage Alhambra pendant, and matching earrings featuring mother-of-pearl clover stones. This included a sweet Alhambra long necklace with 16 motifs in 18K white gold, with diamonds priced at $35,500, and a vintage Alhambra pendant paired with vintage Alhambra earrings valued together at over $12,000. That wasn't even the centerpiece. The headline item was a rose gold Rolex, one of the most recognizable status watches on the planet. He got her a rose gold day-date 36 Rolex, valued at $60,350. To add to her watch collection, he topped it off with a personal touch too. A gold cuff engraved with a heart on the inside, purchased from Tiffany's for $22,000. He also purchased a customized gold split cuff with a heart engraved on the inside for $22,000 from Tiffany & Co. Add it all up. And outlets landed on a total north of $174,000 for one birthday. In total, it looks like Travis Kelce spent around $174,525 for his girlfriend's birthday presents. Then Christmas arrived, and instead of slowing down, the spending sped up. Reports pegged the holiday haul at $175,000, with a Cartier watch as the anchor piece. Taylor Swift was spotted wearing the Panthère de Cartier watch, given to her by Travis Kelce for Christmas, featuring 40 diamonds and costing $32,200. The extravagant design matched perfectly with the $36,000 diamond earrings she wore that same night. That watch was just one piece in a wider spread. Though a five-figure watch is something most people could only dream of, the gift made up just one small fraction of the $175,000. Kelce reportedly spent that holiday season, which also included $19,000 worth of roses, $45,000 in Tiffany jewels, and $48,000 of Van Cleef Arpels. Valentine's Day didn't stay small either. A year after the $16,000 flower run, the number jumped into six figures. After lavishing his girlfriend with birthday and Christmas gifts, the Kansas City Chiefs tight end spent over $100,000 on Valentine's Day presents, with a source describing the gifts as roses, candy, gold necklaces, diamond earrings, shoes, and clothes. He didn't stop at jewelry either. He added something handmade back into the mix, the same instinct that started this whole thing with a bracelet years earlier. Travis also wanted to include something extra personal, so he surprised Taylor with a handmade Valentine's Day card. The floral order alone was serious business, a $1,000 arrangement from Venus et Fleurs, featuring around 90 eternity roses. The outlet revealed that Kelce bought Venus et Fleurs' $1,000 Le Duo Magnifique arrangement in red, which includes about 90 eternity roses. An insider close to the couple summed up the motivation behind all of it, explaining that the two love making each other feel adored and special, and see holidays like Valentine's Day as a chance to show one another how much they mean in their lives. Despite busy schedules, every one of these moments follows the same shape. A holiday hits the calendar. Travis quietly builds toward it for weeks. A source leaks the total to a tabloid days later. Fans do the math on the jewelry. And then the next holiday comes around, and the number somehow climbs again. It's not just about the price tags, it's the consistency. Birthday, Christmas, Valentine's Day, repeat. Watches, roses, custom engravings, repeat. By the time a second engagement era Valentine's Day rolled around, with a $33,600 Rolex 1908 and a $91,600 Audemars Piguet Royal Oak in the mix, the pattern wasn't a surprise anymore. It was expected. Kelce gifted Swift a $33,600 Rolex 1908, an Audemars Piguet Royal Oak watch valued at $91,600, and several high-fashion pieces from Louis Vuitton. But here's the thing, for all that spending, Travis wasn't the only one shopping. For a long stretch, the story people told about this relationship was one-directional. Football player showers pop star in diamonds. That's only half of it. Taylor Swift has been quietly matching him piece for piece, and some of her gifts have been just as extravagant as anything he's bought her. Start with the watches. Travis is known to love a good timepiece, and Taylor picked up on that fast. She gifted him not one, but two Cartier watches within a relatively short stretch. A Santos Dumont micro-rotor skeleton model and a second larger piece. She also gifted him two stunning Cartier watches, a $31,000 Santos Dumont micro-rotor skeleton, and a larger model priced at $30,400. That's over 60 grand in wristwear, handed over not as a headline moment, but almost as a matter of course, the kind of gift you give when you already know exactly what someone likes. Then there's the one that actually stopped the internet. When Travis was named Sportsman of the Year, Taylor didn't go the jewelry route at all. She went and got him a car. Not just any car, a Ferrari. When Travis was named Sportsman of the Year, the Shake It Off hitmaker reportedly surprised the Kansas City Chiefs tight end with a Ferrari Purasang, a high-performance SUV valued at over $400,000. That single gift alone outpaced most of what Travis had spent on any individual holiday up to that point. A $400,000 SUV handed over to celebrate a career milestone is the kind of present that reframes the entire conversation about who's actually outspending whom in this relationship. And she didn't stop there. On top of the Cartier watches and the Ferrari, reports describe her going further into custom fashion and accessories built specifically around him. In addition to high-end wheels, the star also reportedly splurged on custom fashion and accessories, including a limited edition Rolex watch and designer outfits tailored specifically for Kelce. What's notable about Taylor's gifts, compared to Travis's, is how targeted they are. His gifts tend to spread wide: roses, earrings, bracelets, a jacket, a card, all bundled into one holiday drop. Hers tend to be fewer, bigger, and built entirely around something Travis already loves. He's a car guy and a watch guy, so she gave him a car and watches. It's less about volume, more about precision. That precision showed up again on ordinary date nights too, not just major milestones. During one outing through Manhattan's meatpacking district, cameras caught Taylor wearing a Cartier watch, worth somewhere in the low 30,000s. A piece that, according to reporting, actually traced back to Travis rather than the other way around, showing just how often watches were flying in both directions between them. Swift was spotted sporting a Cartier watch worth about $33,000, which appears to be a gift from her beau, a Panthère de Cartier watch made of yellow gold with brilliant cut diamonds. Kelce also gave her another Cartier watch, the La Panthère de Cartier, which costs around $82,500. It's worth sitting with that Ferrari for a second longer though, because it says something about where this relationship had gotten to by that point. Most girlfriends and boyfriends celebrate an award with dinner, maybe a nice bottle of wine. Taylor Swift celebrated Travis Kelce as Sportsman of the Year honor with a six-figure Italian supercar, built for someone who already owns more cars than most people could ever need. It wasn't about need, it was about the gesture landing exactly where his interests already were. And that's the through line across all of Taylor's gifts to Travis. Cartier because he wears fine watches on television constantly, the Ferrari because he's a car collector, tailored designer pieces because his wardrobe had already leveled up since dating a global superstar. Every gift she gave him functioned less like a surprise and more like a mirror, reflecting back exactly who he already was, just with a much bigger price tag attached. By the time the relationship crossed into its second full year, the gift exchange had stopped being a one-way flex and turned into something closer to an arms race, with both people fully aware the other was watching and both fully willing to top the last round, which set up the moment that dwarfed every single gift before it, the one that wasn't wrapped in a box or delivered with a card, but placed directly on her hand in a garden full of roses. Everything before this point, the bracelets, the Rolexes, the Ferrari, was just a warm-up for the single most expensive gift either of them has ever given. Travis Kelce proposed to Taylor Swift with a ring that jewelry experts still can't agree on a price for, because every estimate keeps climbing the more people look at it. The engagement itself came together the way these two do everything, quietly built, then dropped publicly all at once. The pop star wrote on her social media page, "Your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married," with photos showing Kelce down on one knee proposing in a garden adorned with pink and white roses. The post exploded instantly. The announcement has 9.8 million likes and counting, with the accompanying song being "So High School" from the Tortured Poets department. Later reporting would note the post climbed to become one of the most liked images in the platform's history. It's the 9th most liked post in Instagram's history, with more than 37 million likes in just 2.5 weeks. But it was the ring itself that turned into its own news cycle. Travis didn't buy something off a shelf. He custom designed it with a jeweler named Kindred Lubeck from a New York studio called Artifacts Fine Jewelry. Designed by Kindred Lubeck of Artifacts Fine Jewelry, the massive diamond set in a yellow gold band is a round, brilliant cut, and Kelce worked with Lubeck to custom design the ring, which includes filigree detail work. The stone itself is an old mine cut, a style that dates back centuries, and is notoriously difficult to source in large sizes. Known as a miner's cut or old mine cut, this style harkens back to the Victorian and Edwardian eras, a style of diamond cutting popular from the 18th century. Jewelry experts have spent months trying to pin down what it actually cost, and every estimate lands somewhere between staggering and unbelievable. One expert at Estate Diamond Jewelry described the stone as an antique elongated cushion, weighing roughly 8 carats, estimating the diamond alone at around $550,000. Benjamin Cordipour, a jewelry expert at New York City-based Estate Diamond Jewelry, added the stone is an antique elongated cushion that weighs in at about 8 carats, estimating the diamond likely cost around $550,000. He didn't hold back on how rare the piece is either, calling it really something amazing, and noting that it's very unique, it's not something you'll see on anyone else's hand, pointing out that antique cushions of that size and shape are difficult to source. Other estimates went even higher. Jewelry experts estimate that the ring costs between $950,000 to $1.27 million. One outlet went as far as floating a $5 million figure as the upper bound of speculation. Taylor Swift's huge engagement ring's worth is hotly debated with a $5 million estimate, with reports having different values on the giant rock football star Travis Kelce put on the recording artist's finger. Somewhere in the middle of all that noise, jewelers who studied the actual photos leaned toward a range closer to $675,000 to $1 million for a stone of that quality. Laura Taylor of Laurel Diamonds says if the diamond is of excellent quality, a ring like this could be between $675,000 to $1 million. What everyone agreed on was the size. Experts described the piece as probably a natural, elongated, antique cushion-cut diamond of around 8 to 10 carats, a cut that's really rare and hard to come by. That's not a modest stone by any measure, it's the kind of size that shows up on red carpets, not engagement announcements, which is part of why the internet couldn't stop dissecting it. There's a layer of sentiment buried in the design too. Some jewelers pointed to detailing along the band that might carry personal meaning, specific to the couple. Swift also pointed out the bespoke vintage-inspired design is likely engraved along the band, possibly with tiny stars adding a whimsical love letter in jewelry touch that perfectly suits Swift's aesthetic. That detail matters because it echoes everything that came before it. The handmade card, the custom bracelets, the tailored gifts. Even at nearly $1 million, the instinct behind the ring wasn't just to spend big, it was to make something that couldn't be bought off a shelf by anyone else. By the time the ring made its debut, the couple had already spent 2 years, trading six-figure holidays, Ferraris and Cartier, watches back and forth. And yet this one gift, sitting on one hand, still managed to dwarf every other present combined. It reset the scale for what expensive gift even meant between these two, and it set the stage for a wedding that would try to top even that. If the ring was the biggest single gift, the wedding turned into the biggest collective one. Except this time, the gifts weren't just for each other, they were for everyone in the room. Taylor and Travis got married in the summer in a ceremony held at Madison Square Garden, with roughly 1,000 guests watching. A representative for the singer confirmed the news, revealing that the couple exchanged vows in front of roughly 1,000 guests, in a ceremony officiated by their friend Adam Sandler, with Taylor wearing a Christian Dior haute couture gown. The vows themselves stretched far longer than a typical ceremony. The wedding, officiated by Adam Sandler, featured no groomsman for Travis Kelce and a man of honor for Taylor Swift, with the couple reading their vows for approximately 20 minutes each. Here's where it gets interesting for a couple already famous for lavish gift giving. They told every single guest not to bring anything. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce asked wedding guests not to bring gifts, instead surprising them with luxury prizes through a raffle. Instead of receiving, they gave. The reception turned into something closer to a casino night than a traditional wedding reception. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce didn't just throw a wedding reception, they turned it into an unforgettable game night complete with luxury raffle prizes, including watches from Cartier, with attendees invited to play games throughout the evening, earning raffle tickets for a chance to win an array of prizes. The watches themselves came with a personal touch that fit the couple's whole track record of custom detailing everything. The Cartier watches reportedly came in the French house's signature navy blue boxes, each one engraved with the couple's intertwined initials. Designer handbags were mixed into the raffle prizes too. Some of those prizes included Cartier watches, designer handbags, and what stood out the most, a 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle with the license plate Just and T MRD, the same car Swift and Kelce reportedly drove on their very first date together. That car detail is the one that actually got people talking the most, because it wasn't just expensive, it was personal in a way that echoed the very first gift. In this entire story, the bracelet that never made it into Taylor's hands. The choices speak directly to the couple's respective worlds. Swift's taste for timeless luxury and Kelce's unbridled passion for American muscle cars. Someone walked away from that wedding with the literal car the couple rode in on their first date together, fully restored and personalized down to the license plate. Even after the wedding, the gift-giving habit didn't pause. Reports surfaced just months later describing yet another Christmas haul, this time with an engagement and a marriage already behind them. A source told The Sun that Kelce gave Swift $142,000 worth of designer gifts for Christmas, as well as a cozy getaway that's a sweet nod to the singer's favorite season. The centerpiece of that trip was a ski getaway planned around her love of winter. For their first Christmas as an engaged couple, Kelce reportedly surprised Swift with a romantic ski trip, noting that Swift is obsessed with winter, with the insider revealing he was looking forward to spending time in the mountains with Taylor, enjoying a real winter getaway complete with skiing, hot chocolate, cozy rooms, and chilling out while watching the snow fall. The following Valentine's Day kept the streak alive too, with Travis reportedly wanting to make it memorable given the wedding was still ahead of them at the time. Kelce went all out for Swift on Valentine's Day, gifting her more than $100,000 on presents for the holiday, wanting to make his last Valentine's Day with Swift before their wedding unique and special. He's reportedly kept spreading gifts out in intervals leading up to big moments, wanting Taylor to feel, as one insider put it, surrounded by one of the things she loves most in life, flowers and their sweet scent. So where does that leave the tally? A homemade bracelet that missed its mark and turned into a custom diamond set worth over $6,000. Birthday hauls stacking past $174,000. Christmas gifts that hit $175,000 one year and $142,000 the next. Valentine's Day spending that climbed from $16,000 to well over $100,000 within a couple of years. 2 Cartier watches and a $400,000 Ferrari flowing the other direction from Taylor to Travis. An engagement ring that experts still can't agree on, with estimates stretching from $500,000 all the way up toward $5 million. And a wedding where the gifts flowed outward to 1,000 guests, wrapped in Cartier boxes. And for one very lucky attendee, an actual restored muscle car. 8 moments, 2 people who clearly never stopped trying to top each other. and a running total that, whatever the real number ends up being, has already made this one of the most expensive gift exchanges anyone in the public eye has ever put on display. The bracelet started it, the ring redefined it, and judging by how often new numbers keep surfacing, this particular scoreboard isn't finished yet.